I first moved into my new house in 2022, along with my family, in a very old village in the middle of nowhere. The day we moved in, we had a look around the garage, which we were unable to do so before as the previous owners had it locked shut as it was used as an area for their children to play in. The garage is 2 stories. The first story was normal and looked like any garage does, but the second floor was genuinely terrifying. It had handprints all over the wall, too big to be children's handprints, and shoe marks on the floor, adult-sized. But we chalked it down to the previous owners must have done it long before they converted it into a space for their children. About a month after we moved in, I started noticing weird things happening at night. Doors slamming on their own, TVs turning on and off on their own, hearing footsteps. But I just assumed it was either my dad or my sister, as they're often up during the night. One night, I got up to use the bathroom, and while I'm in there, I hear my bedroom TV turn on and my door slam. So I finish up and go back to my room, and as soon as I walked in, the TV turned off. So I put it down to a power trip or something, and a gust of wind. I got back into bed and turned so I'm facing the wall, and no word of a lie, I felt a weight press down on the mattress beside me, and I heard an audible sigh. I literally shit myself and went to go see if my sister was awake. As I'm leaving my room, I see my dad leaving my parents' room, and he described exactly what just happened to me, and told me it just happened to him as well. Strange occurrences kept happening like this, and we sometimes heard the sounds of sighing or laughing at night, very clearly and loudly. Knowing my village is very old, I decided to dig into the history of the house. And as it turns out, my house used to be a German prisoner of war camp in World War I. So this house is most definitely haunted, and it freaks us out constantly. We lived in a new built house outside of Nashville in the early 2000s. My younger sister and I took the 2 bedrooms in the basement and turned the little room in between into a gaming room where we'd usually crash out gaming or watching something together. This night though, I was in my room and sister was in the gaming room. I heard 2 children laughing in the hallway. My bedroom door was closed, so no visuals. Thought it was something my sister was watching. I guess my brain was trying to justify it rationally, but the next day, my sister admitted to hearing children laugh too, and thought it was something I was watching. Then our dad, who doesn't believe in the paranormal, said he heard children laughing when he walked by the basement door that night, and thought it was us hanging out like usual. Some other things that happened in the basement while we lived there. I felt like I was being watched in my room, so I snapped a picture on my digital camera, and an outline of a woman in an older style dress showed up. I sent it to a paranormal group, and they couldn't explain it. I no longer have the picture, sadly, just the entry I made. I've also heard a woman whisper my name in a sad tone while I was in the bathroom. The basement was generally cooler, but there were sometimes really cold spots. My grandmother was a very devoted Christian lady that didn't believe in ghosts, but one night, when she was sleeping in my sister's room, she woke up suddenly and saw a dark figure standing in the room. My cousin's husband also slept in her room while they were visiting. I don't think he's ever told us what happened that night, but he refused to ever go back into the basement again. He is also someone that doesn't believe. The subdivision was new, but it was built around a section of woods, and in the woods is an old and charred house. Our house backed right up to the woods. I always felt like it was a sad mother with her kids. Maybe something happened to them in that house. My parents sold the house, and I'm still bummed I didn't try to do a proper investigation while we lived there. When I was about 11 one late night around 12 a.m., I heard severe pounding on my balcony door. Eventually the door broke open through locks and all. I ran to my bed and hid under my blanket as I heard footsteps enter my house. I assumed somebody was breaking in. We lived in New York and had a lot of people break into multiple places of ours frequently. After about 5 minutes of listening to shuffling of things in the kitchen and footsteps, I decided to peek to see if I recognized the intruder. I peeped through a tiny hole I had in my blanket. Nobody was there, but I can hear them there, but I couldn't see them because they weren't there. Second occurrence was years and years later as an adult. The first place I lived in with my first boyfriend, old yellow townhouse. So old, the locks and door handles were still huge metal ones that took the old style key. I was about to shower when I felt the most uneasy feeling I've ever felt. I didn't know why I felt that way, but I couldn't move. Then I felt like I heard somebody talk. It was just me and my boyfriend in the house, and he was upstairs in the bedroom. It was such a distorted voice, so I couldn't tell if I was imagining things. But again, I couldn't move because my body felt such extreme fear. I called my boyfriend down and began babbling all scared. Dude, I was about to shower and I know I'll sound so crazy, but I think I heard. Before I could even finish my sentence, the voice said the clearest, "Hi." Between us. We were inches apart, not even. I screamed and I felt even crazier. So I asked, "Did you hear that?" He said, "Yes. Yes, I did." To double confirm, I asked, "What did you hear it say?" In which my boyfriend replied, "Hi. It said hi." I knew then and there it was real. It was the most unreal experience ever. Spirits are 1000% real. Have a paranormal experience of your own? Share it with us at officialphantom.mike@gmail.com. Whether in text or voice recording, we want to hear your story. Thank you for tuning in to Phantom Mike. And remember, if you still feel alone, you weren't listening closely enough.